Hey everybody, welcome back! We all fascinated the inventions that discovered in the last century. Some of those inventions changed humans' lives significantly. Take a look at examples like telephones, computers, smart devices, home devices, internet, vaccine, or antibiotics. Without them, we can't even imagine our life. Now let's imagine what will happen if those inventions are lost or forgotten. How our lifestyle will be. Therefore, in this video, let's take a look lost or forgotten 6 inventions that could have changed the world. In 1995, Dutch inventor Jan Bernhard Sloot claimed that his special data coding system can store entire movie in just 8 kilobytes space. If we compare, in that time, lost and compressed 1 hour or 1.5 hour video required 20,000 times more storage than it. Unfortunately, present day this invention has lost. This method of coding system could change the modern computers and phone space capability. In 1999, Sloot successfully stored 16 movies in just 64 kilobyte memory chip. According to data, one movie can take average 300 or 350 megabyte size in that time. Incredible, this system had found its buyers very fast. But July 11 in 1999, Sloot found his home dead, result of the heart attack, according to official information. Surprisingly, that event happened the day before he was going to contract with the buyers. The disk that saved information about coding system was also disappeared. His family were agreed to find out his death reason by autopsy his body, but no autopsy was made. If this invention came today, we would have had an incredible space in our phones that could have saved all the movies of the history. Starlight was the material that British hairdresser Maurice Ward invented in 1983. According to scientific experiments, even thin piece of this material can stand against 10,000 Celsius degree. The first mention of this material was aired on some TV show in 1993. On that show, the egg covered with that material and heated by solder lamp. After a few minutes, the egg was cleaned, but its inside was still raw. In 2011, Maurice Ward died and specific components of the material remain mystery. Scientists have been trying to make like that material but hasn't get success like that results. But imagine if they get it, it will be a revolution in the technology or military development. Do you remember the reactor on Iron Man's chest? Based on that movie, that device works as a cold thermonuclear synthesis. More exactly, it's working like a nuclear power plant, regardless of its size, and not to get any heat. In 1989, American professor and journalist Eugene Mallow claimed he made something like that. In his book, he wrote the details of the successful cold thermonuclear synthesis experiment, but mentioning that he can't reveal full extension details about it for some reasons. Well, that can be understood, because if like that cold thermonuclear synthesis invention happens, it could have collapsed economy of many countries that producing natural resources, and it will be no any system that holding world's economy. Cold fusion is cheap energy, and cheap energy is led to cheap foods, and price of the products will decrease significantly. This technology could destroy hundreds of richest people's power and influence. Therefore, people like this can't do anything to get it lost or forgotten. The present is theirs. The future for which I really worked is mine. Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was a Serbian-American inventor who invented incredible inventions. He was the Da Vinci of his own era. He was called the future man for his great inventions. His electrical inventions made this world lighted. His influence made the modern people's lifestyle more better and more great. He was the reason that was started worldwide electricity connection, modern energy system, compressors, industrial ventilations, water pumping, electrical counters, frequency meter, Röntgen devices, car speedometer, luminescent lamps, electrotherapeutical devices. All of these were inventions of Tesla. He patented more than 300 inventions. But one of his great ideas didn't happen. Wireless electrical power transmissions. Development of this technology could change the world. According to him, this technology could transmit electrical energy without wire. This idea came in 1890s. In 1901, he built Wanda Clifford Tower for purpose to transmit electrical energy, and there were some documented and successful tests happened based on the scientific experiments. But this invention was too far from its era, and most people didn't believe it. Funding for experiments was stopped, and his experiments didn't complete. Couple of years later, Tesla's laboratory, including plans with his sketches, was burned. Everyone wants to go much farther distance with the less fuel. Today, carburetors are mostly in old cars. They are replaced with the injectors, which powers the internal engines. But even these can't compare to the American mechanic Tom Ogle's invention. In 1970, he invented carburetor, which we haven't still seen the closest replica. But influence of the gas and oil companies, this invention was lost. Because with Ogle carburetors, you could drive at least 50 km with just 1 liter gas. Problems with the licensing process that led the invention's progress down, and it never came out to producing development. Unfortunately, Ogle is dead and brought all the details of his invention to the grave with himself. In 1927, American physicist Lester Hendershot started to work with magnetic generator. In 1928, he built small prototype generator and powered 2 standard 110-watt lamps. The whole world was astonished because it was working without external resource. By the time 1960, he showed 2 more models. On his 56-paper book, he mentioned that the Earth is magnetic and could create hundreds of billions volts and can be used that. But nobody believed him. After 1 year, his son, Mark, seen his dead father when he was walking from school to home. According to official statement, he was suicided himself. Unfortunately, this great invention didn't get further development, probably influence of the huge energy companies.